Did you know that you don't need a dealer's license to buy bank repos at Copart? It's true, and most people have no idea this opportunity exists, which means they're missing out on deals that could save them thousands of dollars. For decades, Copart has been seen as a hidden treasure chest for car dealers, the kind of place only industry insiders knew how to navigate. But here's the game changer. This secret weapon is no longer just for the pros. Ordinary buyers, people like you, can access these incredible deals. Imagine driving off in a clean title car with low mileage for a fraction of what you'd pay at a dealership. It's not just a possibility, it's happening every day. So how does Copart work for individuals? What makes bank repos such an untapped gold mine? And most importantly, how can you get in on this without breaking the bank? Stick around, because what you're about to learn could change the way you buy cars forever. Locked rooms and hidden secrets. Imagine stepping into a world that was once shrouded in secrecy. For decades, dealer-only auto auctions were exclusive realms, closed off to anyone outside the industry, with cars sold at half their retail value, reserved only for those with the right connections or licenses. These auctions were like private clubs, their doors locked tight to the average person. But change has a way of creeping in, often unnoticed at first. Cracks began forming in this exclusive system. For years, the idea of a regular person walking into one of these auctions seemed laughable. Yet today, that locked room is no longer impenetrable. Think about how this shift flips the power dynamic. For a long time, dealers thrived on the assumption that these deals were their birthright. They were the gatekeepers, deciding what filtered out to the consumer market. Now imagine their shock as everyday buyers, without even holding a dealer's license, started accessing the very deals that were once their closely guarded secrets. It's a seismic shift in the automotive world. The exclusivity that made auctions a hidden treasure has crumbled. Technology, accessibility, and market evolution have turned the tables, putting this once protected information into the hands of anyone curious enough to look. But the old guard never saw what was coming next. Cracking the code on Copart. For years, Copart was seen as a niche platform. It was the domain of seasoned rebuilders and professional dealers, a place where heavily damaged vehicles and insurance write-offs dominated the listings. But few realized the platform's true potential beyond its battered exteriors. Copart isn't just a graveyard for wrecked cars. The platform has become a gold mine for bank repossessions, with clean title vehicles flooding its virtual auction block. These are not your shady back alley finds. They're legitimate, well-documented cars that anyone with the right knowledge can access. Consider this, thousands of repossessed cars make their way to Copart every month. Some are barely driven, with titles so clean you'd think they came straight off a dealership lot. What was once the preserve of seasoned insiders is now a treasure chest waiting to be opened by anyone. Contrast this with the world of traditional dealer auctions, where licenses acted as a gatekeeper, dealers held all the cards, and buyers had to settle for what trickled down into the retail market. But Copart has turned that monopoly on its head, offering the same opportunities to regular individuals. It's a complete reversal of the old hierarchy. The ripple effects are monumental. For buyers, it means access to deals they never thought possible. For dealers, it means competing on a level playing field with the public. And for the industry at large, it signals a shift where transparency and accessibility are no longer optional. They're expected. Yet how did this transformation take root beneath everyone's radar? So how did we get here? The answer lies in a perfect storm of economic shifts, technological advancements, and regulatory changes. The first key force is the economy itself. Over the past decade, lending practices have expanded, allowing more people to finance cars they might not afford otherwise. But as the economy hit turbulence, repossessions spiked. Banks suddenly found themselves holding thousands of repossessed vehicles, needing a fast way to recover their losses. Platforms like Copart became their solution, offering a way to offload these cars efficiently. What once went straight to dealer-only auctions is now just as likely to end up on Copart's listings, visible to anyone willing to explore. The second game changer is technology. Copart's online platform is designed to democratize access. Its user-friendly interface, complete with detailed listings and virtual bidding, means that anyone with an internet connection can participate. This shift dismantled the gatekeeping methods that used to dominate the industry. Instead of requiring a physical presence or insider knowledge, buyers now have a level playing field where the information is just a few clicks away. Finally, regulatory changes and market evolution played their part. In many states, laws that once required dealer licenses for auction participation have been relaxed or reinterpreted. This opened the doors for individuals to bid directly on vehicles. The marketplace also responded to demand, with platforms like Copart recognizing the untapped potential of catering to a broader audience. These forces combined to break down the barriers that once kept regular buyers out. Today, those same buyers are walking into a world they were never supposed to see, armed with tools and opportunities to make it their own. But knowing these forces is only the first step to unlocking new possibilities. Peering behind the curtain, understanding the roots of this transformation is empowering. But what does it mean for you as a buyer? The world of Copart isn't just about understanding what's happening behind the scenes. It's about learning how to step into that world and seize the opportunities it offers. Imagine logging onto Copart for the first time and seeing thousands of listings, each one a potential deal. But how do you tell a true gem from a hidden trap? How do you navigate the system, spot genuine repos, and place winning bids without falling into common pitfalls? The next step is moving from the big picture to the hands-on process. In the following chapters, we'll dive into the practicalities of using Copart. From mastering its interface to decoding condition reports, we'll show you how to take the first steps toward finding your perfect deal. So if this is what's happening behind the curtain, what does it actually look like when you step onto the auction floor? A journey into the repo world. Picture this, you're sitting at your desk, laptop glowing, having just signed up for Copart. You're feeling a mix of excitement and nervous energy as you stare at a wall of listings. Rows upon rows of cars fill your screen, each with a headline that promises something intriguing: bank repossession, clean title. As is condition, it's overwhelming. You scroll aimlessly at first, wondering where to even begin. The cursor hovers over the filter options, and you notice categories like seller type, title status, and condition. This is where the magic starts. You learn that identifying bank repos is as simple as using the filters wisely. Click on bank repossession under seller type, and suddenly, the options narrow down to a more manageable list. Each listing tells a story. Clean titles that hint at well-maintained vehicles or minor accidents. Repossessed rides that banks are eager to unload quickly. You zero in on a shiny sedan that seems almost too good to be true. The bidding starts low and your heartbeat quickens. Is this the deal of the century? Or are you staring at a financial black hole disguised as a bargain? You hover over the place bid button, fingers trembling, but selecting the right listing is just the beginning. What lies beneath that glossy exterior might surprise you. The truth behind condition reports. For every promising listing on Copart, there's a trove of information waiting to be uncovered if you know where to look. Copart provides detailed condition reports, clear photos, and the all-important vehicle identification number spelled out for easy reference. These tools are the buyer's best friend, but here's the shocking truth. Many bidders don't even bother to read them. Imagine this, a recent survey revealed that nearly 70% of online auction participants skim over condition reports or ignore them entirely. Think about that. More than 2/3 of people are essentially gambling with thousands of dollars, relying solely on photos that might not tell the full story. Buying without scrutinizing the details is like betting blindfolded at a casino. Compare that to the seasoned buyer who takes the time to analyze every piece of data. They check the photos for scratches, dents, or signs of wear that might not be immediately obvious. They examine the condition report for notes about engine issues or missing keys. They dig into the vehicle identification number to uncover any past accidents or recalls. This research transforms a potential nightmare into an informed decision. The difference is stark. A well-researched purchase is like plotting your course with a map and compass, while a blind gamble is like walking into the wilderness with nothing but hope. Yet facts alone don't guarantee success. Understanding how to use them is key. Mastering to evaluate bank repos. To unlock the true potential of bank repos, you need more than just facts. You need skills. There are 3 key skill sets that separate savvy buyers from the rest of the pack. Each one is critical to navigating the Copart platform and securing the best deals. The first skill is reading condition reports. These documents are like a vehicle's medical chart. Every scratch, dent, and quirk is laid bare. But the devil is in the details. A line that says minor body damage could mean anything from a light scratch to a nearly totaled fender. Learn to read between the lines. Pay attention to notes about missing parts, engine codes, or electrical issues. And don't forget to cross-check photos with the written report. What you see should match what you read. Small details like a barely visible crack in the windshield can mean the difference between a great deal and a financial headache. The second skill is understanding market value. This is where you start thinking like a dealer. Dealers don't just guess a car's worth, they look it up. You can do the same using publicly available tools that mimic the Manheim Market Report, the gold standard in wholesale pricing. Plug in the vehicle's specifications, mileage, and condition to get a clear picture of its value. Knowing the market price helps you avoid overbidding and ensures you're getting a fair deal. The third skill is budgeting and resale strategy. Before placing a single bid, calculate your maximum budget, factor in Copart's fees, which can add up quickly, and potential repair costs. If you're planning to resell, think about the target market for your vehicle. Will it appeal to a first-time car buyer or a luxury enthusiast? This forward-thinking mindset helps you bid strategically and avoid emotional purchases. Once you've mastered these skills, you're ready to compete in the auction. But knowledge without strategy is like having tools without knowing how to use them. So if you've sharpened your skills, how do you turn them into a winning bid? The psychology and strategy. The auction floor, even a virtual one, is a battleground. Every click, every bid is a calculated move in a game where emotions can run high. The key to success isn't just knowing what to bid on, it's knowing when and how to bid. Auction psychology is as old as auctions themselves. When you see a flurry of bids, it's easy to get swept up in the excitement and overextend yourself. Some bidders intentionally raise the stakes early, creating the illusion of high demand to scare off competitors. Others wait until the final seconds, swooping in with a perfectly timed bid that leaves no room for response. Recognizing these patterns gives you an edge. Seasoned bidders know the value of patience. They diversify their watch lists, keeping an eye on multiple vehicles rather than fixating on just one. This strategy keeps them from getting emotionally attached and overbidding. They also know when to walk away. If the price climbs beyond their budget, they let it go without regret, confident another opportunity will come. As you prepare for your next auction, think about the tactics you've learned. Timing, research, and emotional discipline are your greatest allies. With your newfound insight, imagine what happens when the gavel falls and you've played your cards just right. How to win at bidding for bank repos. The room feels electric. You can almost hear the collective intake of breath as the auctioneer's voice rises. A bank repo is up for grabs. A prime vehicle with a clean title and barely any wear. The digital auction clock ticks down while bids pour in from across the country. Your heart races as the price inches closer to your budget limit. Will you win the deal of a lifetime or be forced to walk away? This moment of tension isn't unique. It happens every day on platforms like Copart, where buyers and dealers battle for bank repos. Yet, those who know how to read the room, digitally speaking, and understand market patterns often walk away as winners. Beyond just knowing the technical details of vehicle reports, mastering seasonal trends and the mood of the market can give you the upper hand. For example, did you know that certain times of the year are ripe for bargains? During tax season, prices for repos often spike as people flush with tax refunds flood auctions. Conversely, the end of the year can bring surprising deals as repossession rates climb and competition wanes. Imagine scoring that seemingly impossible deal, a car with low mileage at half its retail price, just because you understood the timing. But it's not just about seasons, it's about reading the dynamics of the auction itself. Some bidders panic and overextend themselves, while others play a careful waiting game. The secret lies in balancing patience with precision. If every click counts, how do you time it just right? Why bank repos flood the market? Economic downturns have a ripple effect on nearly every industry, but few feel it as acutely as the automotive sector. When financial hardship hits, repossessions surge, creating a tidal wave of opportunities for savvy buyers. In a single year, repossessions can spike by tens of thousands across the nation, flooding platforms like Copart with inventory. Picture this. During the last major economic recession, bank repossessions accounted for a staggering percentage of vehicles sold at auction. It was like a wave crashing onto the shore, pushing prices down temporarily. Those who had cash on hand and a keen eye for deals walked away with cars at jaw-dropping discounts. This trend isn't limited to economic crises. Even in stable times, repossessions remain a steady flow. Subprime loans, rising interest rates, and unforeseen financial challenges keep the inventory moving. The sheer volume creates windows of opportunity, but only for those who know how to navigate them. Many buyers, however, fall into a common trap. They rush in, placing bids without strategy or patience, driving prices higher than they should be. It's like watching someone overpay for a car simply because they can't resist the adrenaline of winning. Disciplined buyers, on the other hand, stay cool. They spot openings when the competition gets sloppy or when the market is temporarily oversaturated and pounce. The question is, as the pressure mounts, what truly separates a winning strategy from a desperate bid? 3 strategies to master bank repo auctions. Bidding is both an art and a science. One of the first decisions you'll face is whether to place an early proxy bid or wait until the final moment. Early proxy bidding lets you set a maximum price in advance, allowing the system to automatically bid for you up to your limit. This approach works well for buyers who want to avoid the stress of last-second bidding wars. But there's a risk. Early bids can reveal your interest in a vehicle, potentially inviting competition. That's where studying past auction results becomes invaluable. By analyzing trends, you can identify patterns, times when prices tend to dip or surge, and plan your strategy accordingly. For example, auctions held midweek often see less activity, giving you a better shot at a deal. But now that you totally understand this, what's the next strategy? Diversifying your watch list. One of the biggest mistakes a bidder can make is fixating on a single car. Attachment clouds judgment, making it easy to overspend in the heat of the moment. Instead, create a broad watch list of similar repos. By casting a wider net, you increase your chances of finding a bargain without feeling pressured to win any single auction. Imagine you're eyeing a mid-size sedan. Instead of focusing on one model, look at several across different sellers and locations. Pay attention to mileage, title status, and condition, but remain flexible. Often, patience and an open mind lead to the best deals. It's a strategy seasoned dealers use to minimize risk, and it works just as well for individuals. Emotional detachment. Perhaps the most important skill in any auction is knowing when to walk away. Bidding can feel intensely personal, like a battle you must win at all costs. But treating the process like a business decision is crucial. If the price climbs beyond your budget or the car's value, let it go. Experienced dealers understand this better than anyone. They don't chase losses or get caught up in the thrill of competition. Instead, they stick to their limits, confident that another opportunity will come along. It's a mindset that not only saves money, but also prevents the regret of an impulsive decision. Mastering these strategies can mean the difference between a smart purchase and an expensive mistake. But understanding strategies is great, and there's an even bigger picture shaping these opportunities. What does this mean for buyers? As you sharpen your skills and refine your tactics, it's essential to step back and look at the broader landscape. The marketplace for bank repos is not static. It evolves as economic conditions, technology, and buyer behavior shift. For instance, as platforms like Copart continue to grow, more individual buyers are entering the fray. This increased competition changes the dynamics of bidding, sometimes driving prices higher than in years past. But it also creates new opportunities. Sellers may introduce additional tools, filters, or features to cater to a wider audience, making it easier to find exactly what you're looking for. At the same time, economic factors like rising interest rates or shifting consumer preferences can influence the volume of repossessions. Staying ahead of these trends requires more than just understanding the present. It demands a forward-thinking approach. Imagine a future where digital auctions become as commonplace as online shopping, where every buyer has access to advanced analytics and predictive tools. In such a world, those who adapt early will continue to thrive. The key is recognizing that the game is always changing, and those who stay curious are always ready for the next move. The new normal, buying cars like shopping online. Imagine this, a future where buying a car online is as simple as scrolling through your favorite shopping website. You browse listings, add a car to your virtual cart, and bid confidently, knowing all the details about its condition and history. No need for a dealer's license, no intimidating auctions held behind closed doors. It is a world where anyone with the right knowledge can access vehicles once considered out of reach. This future is closer than you might think. For decades, dealer-only auctions operated like an exclusive club, with insiders controlling access to repossessed vehicles. But now, platforms like Copart have changed the rules, offering regular people the opportunity to participate. What was once a tightly held secret is now becoming common knowledge. The barriers are coming down, and the power dynamics are shifting. For individuals, this shift represents more than just convenience. It is a moment of empowerment. Imagine going from feeling like an outsider peeking through a locked gate to walking in with confidence, knowing you have the tools to succeed. That sense of control, of being able to compete on equal footing with seasoned dealers, is transformative. But as more people join this revolution, the landscape will continue to evolve. The question is, how do you stay ahead? The floodgates have opened. The rise of digital car auctions marks one of the most dramatic shifts in the automotive industry in recent history. Not long ago, repossessed vehicles were almost exclusively sold to dealers or industry insiders. Now, thanks to online platforms, these vehicles are accessible to anyone with an internet connection. This change is not just a ripple, it is a tidal wave. Consider this: economic cycles are increasingly driving more repossessions into the market. During financial downturns, the number of repossessed vehicles skyrockets as consumers default on loans. This creates a steady stream of inventory flowing into digital auctions like Copart. More cars mean more opportunities, but it also means more competition. For dealerships, the loss of exclusivity has been a tough pill to swallow. Many relied on the secrecy of these auctions to keep their margins high. Now they are competing with everyday buyers who can bypass traditional dealership markups. The old guard is being forced to adapt, finding ways to offer added value instead of simply leveraging access. This new landscape is not without its challenges. Increased accessibility means a more crowded marketplace, with higher demand pushing up prices in some cases. It is as if the floodgates have been opened, and while the flow of inventory is abundant, navigating it requires skill and adaptability. Those who succeed are not just the ones who know how to bid, but the ones who know how to pivot as the market changes. As this new reality takes hold, adaptability becomes more important than ever. Understanding the trends, spotting the shifts, and staying informed are not optional. They are essential tools for anyone looking to thrive in this space. Adapting to the future. In this ever-changing world of digital car auctions, the ability to adapt separates the winners from the rest. To stay ahead, there are 3 key strategies that every buyer should consider. First, stay informed and continually update your knowledge. The rules of the game are not static. Platforms like Copart frequently update their policies, fee structures, and tools. Staying on top of these changes ensures you are not caught off guard. Take time to research new features, watch tutorials, and read reviews from other users. Knowledge is not just power, it is your competitive edge. Second, build a network of like-minded buyers and sellers. This might sound like something reserved for dealers, but individuals can benefit from community insights too. Joining online forums, attending car enthusiast meetups, or even creating a group of friends who share auction tips can provide invaluable intel. Dealers have long relied on networks to trade secrets and share resources, and there is no reason why regular buyers cannot do the same. Finally, expand your horizons and remain flexible. The best opportunities often lie outside your comfort zone. Instead of fixating on a single make or model, consider exploring less popular vehicles or categories. For instance, while compact cars might be the obvious choice, niche vehicles like cargo vans or off-road SUVs could offer better deals with higher resale potential. By broadening your scope, you increase your chances of finding hidden gems. These strategies are not just about keeping up, they are about staying ahead. The market will continue to change as more people join and platforms evolve. The savviest buyers are those who can anticipate these changes and adapt their approach accordingly.